Hello, welcome to Revenant Reads. I'm Vin, and this is an update video for Historathon 2023. So, Historathon 2023 is a year-long celebration of reading nonfiction history. We have split the year up into 4 quarters, each 3 months long, and each of those quarters focuses on a certain time period, a stretch of time. So the first quarter, January up through March, is prehistory up to the year 500 CE. The next quarter is 500 to 1500. The third quarter is 1500 to 1820. And the last quarter is 1820 to the present. All the information for the event will be in the description below. I've already made an announcement video, so this is really a video to update on what's going on with the event, some new developments, and just keeping everybody up to date on things. So first of all, I have been very, pleasantly surprised by how great the reception has been from people for this event. I was mostly, it kind of came as a sudden thought to me very late in the year. We're like a week left to the year 2022, where basically I was looking at my TBR bookshelf and thinking about all the boxes that I have that are full of books from when I moved, and realizing, there's a lot of history books that I still haven't read that I'm always intending to make time for, and I don't. And I'm somebody who loves history. I majored in history. I got a bachelor's and a master's degree in history. I teach history. So it's a major passion of mine. And it's something that, ever since I joined BookTube, I was trying a lot more different things with books. But in 2023, I kind of want to get back to basics and back to the things that I just love reading. And that, of course, includes history. So I started thinking that, maybe if I organize my year into like time periods and blocks and concentrated, okay, for these months I'm going to read this period of history, and essentially it would maybe help me basically create a plan to tackle that TBR in a more systematic way and to get more history once again into my reading cycle. And then the thought occurred to me that, maybe some other people would want to come along. So I had reached out to Mark over at Book Time with Elvis with the idea, saying, hey, if I do this, would you be interested in being a co-host? He said, yeah, it sounds like a great idea. And then, the idea just kind of started developing, and I was thinking of other people that maybe I could ask. And I especially was reaching out to people who I have had some, really positive interactions with, over the past year or so on BookTube, people that I knew read nonfiction history, that they really enjoyed nonfiction history, and who often had very thoughtful things to say when they would discuss nonfiction history books. So I started reaching out to those people to see if they would also be interested, and thankfully they all said that they were. So I had gotten, of course, Mark from Book Time with Elvis, Bill Rutenberg, Fred over at Read by Fred, Mariana Mas Books, and John David, and also Peg from the History Shelf. But there were some other people that have been added since then. I had reached out to Erica also at that time, but something was going on with her notifications. She wasn't quite getting it, so she ended up jumping on after I made my initial announcement video. So I have 2 new co-hosts that I just want to make sure everybody's introduced to for the event. And the first one, of course, is Erica over at Passage of Time. She's got she has terrific videos when it comes to discussing history. I'm always excited to see what she's reading, because it's usually something I want to end up adding to my TBR. It can certainly hurt the bank account sometimes watching her videos. And the final co-host that has come on is Gareth over at Book Songs and Other Magic. I didn't know Gareth that well. We'd had a couple interactions here and there through social media, but he joined the event just as a participant with such enthusiasm and some great ideas. And he's also, turns out, a history major. So I ended up reaching out to him and saying, hey, do you want to become an official co-host? And he said yes. So we have 2 new co-hosts. So in addition to Erica, we also have Gareth over at Book Songs and Other Magic. And of course, I'll have all that stuff below. All the co-hosts down there. So I want to officially welcome those 2 to the event. I think they're going to offer and contribute great things. And they already have, honestly. They've already done that. A few other things that I want to announce/introduce. Myself and the co-hosts, we were playing around with the idea of what we're calling side quests for Historathon. Of course, Historathon is a reading event. It is a bookish event. But there are other ways that we can, maybe learn history, maybe just have fun with history that don't always strictly involve books. So we want to present the idea to people of doing side quests throughout the year. One that I think would be the most accessible, would be cinema, right? Many movies, many documentaries have been made about these historical time periods that we are reading about. So one of the side quests will be to watch things, watch historical things. And what we're going to do is I will create a separate Voxer group that I think I'm going to call Historathon 2023 Side Quests. And one of the things that you'll be able to do inside that Voxer group is talk about movies, talk about cinema. It could be a terrible movie you just saw dealing with Greek history. It could be an awesome documentary, maybe. But essentially, as Historathon goes throughout the year, it'll be a place for people who want to seek out visual media, to discuss, to give recommendations, to share reviews. Maybe even we can organize watch parties and things like that. That's a part of it. So cinema's one. Some other ideas that we were thinking of is if people wanted to try like historical recipes, tasting history is a great thing. There's actually a really great YouTube channel that I like quite a bit. And I think at least Erica also is a big fan of it, but it's Tasting History with Max Miller. And what he does is he basically recreates or finds historical recipes going all the way back to Sumeria, Mesopotamian, as far back as you can go in history, and trying to cook those things, or sometimes there are drinks that he's trying to make. He's not a professional chef or historian, but it's a terrifically fun show. So I'm going to have a link for that also down inside the description. If people wanted to, they would be able to, try out a recipe and let us know how it is, how things go. That's just one option. Some people like to, sew, make historical garments. Maybe somebody's really into Ren fairs and has made historical things. All these are the types of ways that we can experience history. Music, especially further on down the road in Historathon, trying out, listening to different historical music and discussing it. Those are all things that we are putting under the umbrella of side quests. So there will be a separate Voxer group for it, but not just a Voxer group. We have also created, because this event has, I have to say, it's gotten more participation enthusiasm than I think I was initially expecting. So I think down the road, we're going to have to figure out ways to organize things a little bit more. So what we have also done is started a Discord server that you can join. We'll still have the Voxer group open, but the Discord server, if you wanted to join that, I definitely encourage it. It has the ability to organize things more systematically than Voxer. So we can have different threads for each of the time periods. We're also going to have a thread for the side quests that people can do. There's also basically a chat feature where you can live chat with people through audio, kind of like a group phone call. So different ways that we can actually interact. So I'm going to leave the Discord information also down below. And of course, if you want to join Voxer and you haven't joined yet, myself or any of the co-hosts can still add you. All you have to do is reach out to us on Voxer. My handle will be inside the description, and then we will be able to easily add you to the groups. So in addition to Voxer, we are going to have Discord. And it might end up being that Discord might end up getting more preference as more people join and as we continue throughout the year. That's definitely a possibility. The last thing that will also be linked inside the information below this video is I created a Google form for people. And essentially what that is for people to share what they have read. So after you finish a book, I invite you to go to the Google form And all you do is basically what time period is this falling under, the title, the author, and what was it about, and would you recommend it? And all of that will be fed into a spreadsheet, and then we'll be able to have a nice record of all the different things that people are reading. And that might also be able to give us, if this goes on next year, a nice place to look for recommendations to give to people. Things that we know have been, read, tried, tested, and have proven, valuable, so that we can very easily organize this information. So I'm also going to have a link for that as well inside the description. So this was an update on Historathon. Once again, I'm thrilled by the reception so far, how positive people have taken it. The Voxer group has been very lively, great historical nerdy discussions going on there, and people from all different historical interests sharing their information. I think it's just been terrific, and I hope that it can continue. And I'm hoping that by adding some of these other things in, we can make this year even better. So if you haven't joined, I encourage you to do so. It's really about giving history a try. If you've never read history, this is a great opportunity to do so. And if you do read history, please join us. We'd love to have you along. So that's it. That's the update. It's quite a few things, but thank you for watching. We got this far, and as always, thank you, BookTube.